This is how shit goes here to play a hated ball. We don't fuck around.
I'm laughing at a hater, cause to me it's kinda funny. They be hating on me because I be making money. A hater ain't nothing but a broke ass nigga who I hate another nigga cause his bank account is bigger. Hatred is so unbecoming. I keep laughing at a hater while my money keep coming. Whenever I pull up in the Maybach, damn, I know they hate that. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the watch, don't hate the chain. Alligator Chuck Taylor on a player hater. All black and gray for all the Raider haters. Everybody hates Chris. If a hater wanna hate, I know they gon' hate this. I don't get mad, I sit back and I laugh. Pay a hater no mind while I'm counting that cash.
I would talk, but I'm very busy dancing. Boogieing on my couch. What's up, fuckers? Slip Capone here. Hopefully this is coming through. I forgot to check the mix because sometimes my mix changes.
LMFAO and a hater who be hating on TFL at the paper I'm making. Why you wanna hate on me? Cause you're a bartender and gotta wait on me. You walk around hating on everybody else. In reality, you really hate yourself. You're full of jealousy and envy when you see me pulling up in the Bentley. You must have drunk a fifth of haterade. Came up in the party and wanna play a hate. Whenever my song come on, all the haters in the house say I hate that song. This is dedicated to the haters because haters make me famous.
Alright. This isn't a radio show, I just like that track. And you'll be hearing it again. That was Slip Capone. And he was kind enough to let me give me the go-ahead to use that whenever I wanted. If you aren't familiar with Slip Capone, you are apparently not a fan of West Coast rap, because he is good shit. Does a lot of stuff with the Dog Pound. Yeah, good stuff. So, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm here. I didn't do anything last night because I had a fucking headache and it actually made me nauseated. So I took an Aleve D, which is what I take for sinus stuff, and I think this was a sinus or barometric headache. And I just chilled. But I'm fucking here today. I've been out all day. I was hanging out with my nephews and my niece. My niece tried to give me a heart attack. She's 15. Told me, or she's almost 15. She'll be 15 in a couple weeks, and told me about her new boyfriend who just turned 17. And yeah, that was fun. So, needless to say, I came home and medicated. And I tell you what, if you haven't eaten anything all day, that shit makes you hungry. 'Cause I'm hungry right now. I got a little bit of chips in front of me, so there's a chance you might hear some munching. Which, by the way, another thing that sucks is I thought I grabbed I like Pringles, and I thought I grabbed my cheddar and sour cream Pringles, which I like. Well, I grabbed a can that I tried out, the salt and vinegar, which I don't like, accidentally, and I ate a couple, and I was like, what the fuck? And it just really fucked me up. That just happened. So here's the deal, just so you know, I do have the Tough 19 fights on in front of me. I have not watched them. I'll definitely broadcast till they're over. I'm sure I'll skip through some stuff, but the first fight just ended, the Dustin Ortiz-Justin Scoggins, and I gotta say, that armbar in the first round I think it was Dustin Ortiz who got out of it. I think he was being armbarred. He won by split decision, but I think he's the one being armbarred. You know, technique-wise, yeah, of course, there's that little tiny thing, pinky to the chest, which Scoggins didn't do. But I don't really care. That was a fucking tight armbar. And the positioning for it and everything was really nice, too. He threw a couple nice little attempts, but that armbar was tight. And I got to give props. I actually ran back and watched it, like hit the back button, especially on that flip over, man. That arm was way hyperextended, and he fought it out. That was pretty neat to watch. But anyway, so yeah, so what the fuck is going on this week? I got my notes in front of me, but I guess we'll start with 175 since that's where the fighting started last week, and I actually have notes on that fight. Let me move this over here so it's closer. So, King Kevin Casey returned to the octagon against Bubba Bush. And I don't know who Bubba Bush is. I didn't know who he was, and it really didn't matter. If you're Team Darkside, I'm going to pull for you. Unless you did something that's really dickish. He looked really good. I mean, he just pummeled him basically. So it was good to see him back in there, and it was definitely good to see him grab a win. Hopefully it'll continue. And I got to tell you what, I don't know. I'd have to look, but I can't think of this many fighters from a season of Tough all being on the roster at once since maybe one or two. Because there's quite a few guys from 17 that are in there. So, of course, it's always good to see more guys from Tough 17. But, yeah, he looked really fucking good. Then we had Bamba. Luke Zacharick beat Bamba from Tough Brazil 3 by unanimous decision. Now, look, first time jitters, of course. Who the fuck is calling me? Yeah, it's my mom. I'm not talking to you now. I only talk to you when I'm in the car. I called her earlier on my way home because it works out better that way. My service isn't great, and I can hang up easier because I've gotten to my destination. Is that wrong? That might be wrong, but that's just the way it is. No, Bamba, he looked flat. He looked, of course there's first time jitters and things like that, but he just really didn't pull it together. I don't know what the fight metrics was, and I don't remember it 1,000% in my head, but I will say I was surprised that he didn't try to. I didn't really see too much of an attempt to bring it to the ground. My understanding is this guy's a world-class jiu-jitsu guy, and I really figured we probably would have seen him do that, especially when he saw that the stand-up wasn't working. He got a couple good tags in, but I mean, he was outclassed. It could be experience and things like that, and like I said, he was nervous. There's a lot of things that can happen. I doubt he gets another shot right now. He could probably fight his way back in. But it was a favor to Chael. Apparently, Chael asked Dana White to put him in the UFC, and it didn't work out this time. I'd love to see him have another shot, but I don't know that he's there. But again, didn't see any of his jiu-jitsu, which he's supposed to be very good at. So Steffens, let's see what was the pay-per-view card. Let's see here. Then we had the Rob Font looked really good. That was a fun fight to watch. It isn't the way I think anyone saw it going, but he pulled that one off pretty well. Bruno Santos and his gigantic legs beat Chris Camozzi in a split decision. If I remember that fight, I think I agreed with that. It was tight, and I was actually surprised that Santos was able to hold up as long as he did. Kenny Robertson and Ildemar Alcantara. That's the one I think I even said Alcantara because I didn't know the other guy. And I was just like, well, he's Yuri Alcantara's brother, so I'll go with him. He didn't look great. So, he lost. Unanimous decision. I think is he the one that grabbed the fence, maybe? Someone got a point deducted. I think it might have been him. Maybe for grabbing the fence or something. I can't remember. Actually, yeah, there's a score. It's 30-26, 30-26, 30-26. So it was him. I don't remember what the problem was, though. I think it was grabbing the fence, though. Uriah Faber and Alex Caceres. Now, look, I said this is one of those fights that could go either way. I expected Uriah Faber to win, but wouldn't have been surprised if Caceres won, and it would have been in probably a dynamic fashion. Here's the thing about that, and apparently Uriah Faber, I thought maybe Fox asked Uriah Faber to be put on that one, so they can headline the pre-fights with a nice a good fight. Apparently Uriah Faber asked Dana White for that fight. They wanted him to be on free TV. It was a management decision, and I guess what he might be doing is just trying to widen his exposure even more because he knows he's going to be fighting for the title again. Which what are you going to do? I mean, you can only give him so many fights in between him fighting for the title and now. He might get one more fight, but it's time for him to him and Dillashaw are going to have to go, and I'm sure they'll get paid a lot of money, but it just gives Uriah Faber even more exposure on free TV, so maybe more people will buy his pay-per-views. But yeah, I mean, Uriah Faber looked really good, as he has been a lot lately, and as he does in every single non-title fight he fights in. It's always the title fights that seem to fuck him up a little bit. So then we started off the pay-per-view with Russell Doane and Marcus Brimage, and that was because of all the whole fight card change when the Chael Vitor Vanderbitch situation kind of came in. So they had to cut a fight. So Russell Doane beat Marcus Brimage. That wasn't, it was a split decision. Let me see here. Do I have any notes on that one? I don't even know if I said anything on that one. Nope, I skipped that one. I didn't even take notes on that one. So that's all I got for that one. That's what happened. I don't remember the fight. I'm not going to pretend that I did. I know Marcus Brimage lost, but I don't know what happened. Then they announced that Stefan Struve had, I thought they said he passed out backstage, and his fight was off. Apparently he didn't pass out. He almost did. He was hyperventilating, so they canceled the fight because of that. And oh shit, I meant to turn this up. I hope people can actually hear me. Let's see here. Am I even? Yeah, I think I am. I did mean to turn this up though. Oops, sorry. I gotta adjust the level real quick. What was I talking about? Oh, Stefan Struve. So he, they pulled him from the fight card, and apparently, I heard, when it first started, people started talking about it. It was he didn't have a surgery that he was supposed to have, and because he didn't have the surgery he was supposed to have, that's why it happened. I don't know if that's true or not. He came out and said it has nothing to do with him physically. It was all mental, and something about the whole experience left some scarring on his brain, and he's got some mental things. Both of them are very possible things. So I don't know. UFC paid them both their show and win money, which again, I don't know why everyone bitches about UFC and they're paying all this stuff. I don't understand. I'll tell you when Dana White is wrong, and you tell me different things, and I'll tell you why I thought he was right or wrong. I don't understand. No one ever talks about the fact that, oh shit, that was a really nice move he just gave. And these guys aren't cheap guys. I don't know what the salaries were. I guess I could look that up, although I don't know if they would be published. But neither one of those guys is cheap. I mean, that's easily UFC gave up, I bet, easy, probably 20 and 20 or 30 and 30 on those guys, because they both have a little bit of a following. Let me see. You know what? I'm gonna fucking look it up. What do you think of that? The next fight on Tough 19 is about. Oh, this is, by the way, the Derek Lewis fight, and I know he won. I did not. I think I even said, "Is that the Black Beast?" Because I would have picked him, and it wasn't. I picked the other guy. I totally. I'm giving that acceptance because I actually looked it up on air. Yeah, 100%. I would have gone with Derek Lewis. UFC 175 salaries. Let's see. Payroll's at $450,000, and that's disclosed. Although I don't think the pay-per-view buys went super duper high. From I don't know where they get those numbers from and how accurate they are, but that's what I've heard. Oops, shit, messed up there. How did it rise 60 and 60? Here we go. Stefan Struve is 40 and 40. Matt Mitrione is 30 and 30. So I was in there. So that's 80. That's $140,000 they gave up. That's nice. I mean, that's really nice. But hopefully Stefan Struve will be okay. They did match up Matt Mitrione. I should look into that. Who do they match him up with? Who the fuck do they have him fighting now? Hold on, let me look that up too, because I think they just scheduled him for somebody that made a lot of sense. Matt Mitrione. Yeah, Derek Lewis, that's the one. They were talking shit. So they're going to fight, I think, in September, I think. This Derek Lewis fight is about to start, and apparently there's a lot of bombs that are dropped in this one. So I may tune out a little bit. But getting back to 175, yeah, so hopefully Stefan Struve will be back and fine and everything else, because he's a likable guy. He's not a dick. I think everyone wants him to be fine. Uriah Hall and Thiago Santos. Look, Hall looked good. I mean, he looked really good. He definitely kind of let loose a little bit more, so that's good. He's improving, and he's getting a little bit more comfortable and maybe changing his mindset up a little bit. He did break his toe, and that was I didn't even see the right toe at first. When he broke his toe, I thought they were talking about his big toe. And then I was like, ooh, no, I think that was just like a fucking bunion or some bullshit. When I finally saw it, then I was like, oh, and he fought right through that shit. That's, regardless of anything else, whether I don't think anyone dislikes him, but whether he's too nice or not, whatever the case may be, that's a tough motherfucker. I mean, he went through 2.5 rounds probably. Ooh, excuse me. He went through like 2.5 rounds probably with a fucking toe that wasn't just broken. It was sticking up like the X-ray. If you didn't see the X-ray, fucking Google Uriah Hall X-ray or foot X-ray or some shit. It was like, it looked like it was almost completely detached from the rest of his toe. I mean, that was rough. That was worse, in my opinion, than John Jones' toe was. Now, the interesting thing was about that, too, is I wondered what would have happened with John Jones. I mean, for some reason, the doctors didn't feel the need to stop this fight, but they stopped. Everyone was saying that the doctors would have stopped the John Jones fight with Chael if it had made it out of the first. I wonder what would have happened. I wonder if John Jones could have focused that away, because that's some focus and will. He hit the canvas as soon as the fight was over. That shit hurt. So then we got to the title fight, the fight that you can, well, not that you can. I'm sure it's been gifted and watched a bazillion times. Ronda Rousey and Alexis Davis. Did I have anything else to say about the other fights, or am I on that one? Nope, I'm on that one. So we're good. Holy shit, Ronda. I said she'd win, and I talked about the things that she goes through to get to where she is in her career, and she didn't come up like a lot of other people did. But holy shit, that was just wow. And the thing of it is, she's only getting better, and that I think is because of how she was raised. I mean, she's almost programmed to just improve. Shit, she might be the fucking first Mixed Martial Arts Academy Award winner. I don't know. Who knows how her acting's gonna be? But she's got it in her to just all the time improve, and that's what she does. Her striking has gotten so much better. I mean, between shit, and you can't deny it after. It would be tough to deny it after the last fight. you definitely can't deny it after this fight, because regardless of the judo throw that was set up from that overhand right, I don't like overhand rights, by the way, but that was set up from that overhand right, and that sure looked, I mean, I don't think I saw any close-up of her face, but I'm pretty sure, based on what her body did, that knocked her out. She fell into her when Ronda was going with, the momentum to do the throw. Probably when her equilibrium went off, she woke up, and then Ronda punched her out again. I mean, that was something special to watch. That was just really wow. She looked amazing, and based off of that, I might have said it last week too. I really don't remember, but if I didn't say it last week, I'm going to say it this week. She will not be, she will not have a problem with Cyborg. Obviously we've seen Cyborg fight and do all these things. She, of course, did get popped. Who knows how long she was doing it, and I would imagine she's clean at least for now. Oh, damn, he just knocked him the fuck out. Derek Lewis won, and he's got some weird celebration thing going on. That was kind of weird. And I just saw the guy's mouth say, "What happened?" So wow, there's like nobody there. How many people were at this event? Jeez, it looks pretty empty. I would think maybe it was just that angle or something. I know people were talking about it being light, but I also figured it would have picked up a lot, as the main card got on, because that's what I'm watching is the main card. All right, holy shit. Anyway, yeah, Cyborg doesn't have a shot against her. Oh, that's what it was. Cyborg looked like shit when she did that kickboxing fight. I wasn't impressed with her there. So I just don't think Cyborg has anything for Ronda Rousey. I don't know that anybody does. Holly Holm too. The most interesting thing, and it's not because I think she's hot, the most interesting fight for her, and I don't want it to be her first fight back, is Gina Carano. And the only reason I find that interesting is I'm pretty sure Gina Carano has some size on her as far as her length, and it would be interesting to see if Gina Carano would be able to keep Ronda at bay. She's got to really work on defensive striking and maneuvering. But if she could keep Ronda at bay and keep her on the outside, that could be interesting. But again, I don't know that there's anybody. I want to see Gina Carano fight again. I haven't seen her fight since her loss to Cyborg a while back. And I think that was the fight before Cyborg got popped. So again, who knows if she was clean when they fought. So, it's just one of those things where Ronda is absolutely phenomenal. Have you ever seen, after a fighter gets knocked out, have you ever seen a fighter try to take down the ref and fight the ref as long as Alexis Davis did? I've never seen that. That had to go on for like 10, 15 seconds, it seemed. So that was really something. I did write a note. I might have been inebriated if Gina Carano had a penis that just went back inside. No, that was, and everything I just said. She is going to have knee surgery, which she'd been, apparently is an old injury from judo, and training in mixed martial arts has actually helped it get better and heal a little bit. But it's bugging her a little bit, and she broke her hand, and she had some kind of cyst in her hand that popped too. So she's going to be out for a while. I would imagine we won't see her till the end of the year. My guess is, Dana White said he's going to get the Gina Carano thing done next week. He's going to get her signed next week. Holly Holm is signed. That seems to me the fight that makes the most sense. Is Gina Carano and Holly Holm, because Gina Carano really should have a fight back before she goes in for Ronda. If she doesn't, if she comes right in because she wants to have a title fight right off the bat, then I don't think she's taking it seriously. So there has to be, what is this? Hold on. I just shared a link. I shared a link on Facebook. Hold on a second. Get out of here. I don't want to share this on Facebook. That's not what I want to do. What the hell is he talking about? Did I fuck up? I didn't fucking post that. Shit. It's this new fucking broadcaster that they have. Damn it. Yes, but I didn't mean to post this on here. Gotta check settings. Fuck yeah, I don't need fucking people fucking listening to me and shit like that. Doing shit. I don't even. How the fuck did that happen? I never pressed share. Alright, sorry ladies and gentlemen, that just fucked me up. Alright, anyway. Yeah, the Gina Carano thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Holly Holm. There's three chicks that are in the mix right now when you talk about title. There's Gina Carano because she's Gina Carano. There's Holly Holm because everyone wants to see Holly Holm fight Ronda. She's a proven good fighter. She's got a good boxing background. Will it matter? I don't know, but people want to see it. Let me delete this shit because there's people that actually probably don't need to be listening to this. Let me get the fuck rid of this shit. Hold on, he just commented. Let me hide it maybe. Oh shit! Now he can listen to it. I don't care if he listens. I could get into some shit if fucking Mama Bear listens or some shit like that. How do I fucking do this? Edit post. I don't want to delete it because. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let me look at that. Anyway, there's Holly Holm and there's Kat Zingano because she was promised the last fight. Now, she's been out a lot longer than I think anyone thought she would. But the fact of the matter is that's what's happening. I don't know where they're going to go with it. Ronda's out for a while with the surgeries. I don't think she's going to have some quick 2-3 month turnaround. I think it's going to be I think she'll probably be out till the end of the year. I mean, that's just, she's the champion. Weidman's the champion. They said at the press conference they want to fight together, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things where I think that she's done till then. So now we got to figure out who goes next. Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano and Holly Holm make sense to me. It just does. It's one of those fights that people will watch. Especially as a contender match. They could put it as they might be able to put it as a co-main on a pay-per-view, but they could definitely headline a Fox card or a Fox Sports 1 card. And I think it would be good, actually. I think that would be great, actually, for Fox because it would, show people who don't, a lot of people don't get HD Net and haven't seen Holly Holm fight. It give people an opportunity to see about them and learn a little bit more about them. So that makes sense to me. And then I don't know what they'll do with Kat Zingano. I have no clue. I think that she's going to have one more fight before her title fight. She's just getting back into training, jiu-jitsu and stuff. She actually, I don't know how well she did, but I know she pulled off 2 submissions at the Fan Expo for the jiu-jitsu tournament because they were posted. And I think she might have won. I'm not positive on that. But she'll probably, I would imagine we'll see her fight in September, October, November, maybe even closer to November. I don't know. And she'll fight the winner of Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano or Holly Holm. That makes sense to me. Holy crap, we just spent like 5 hours talking about Ronda Rousey, which, works because she's kind of cute too. And I don't understand the big deal with the truck gate. I guess Dana White was pissed off, and I guess I understand why because shit's happening that he doesn't know about. But it seemed like it just seemed like a normal question to me. How do you feel about this? And she said, well, I'm going to go have surgery. I didn't see what the big deal was, but that's me. What do I know? Weidman and Machida. Machida did what Machida does, but he needed to pick it up. I think he was trying to play it a little bit safe, and he played it too safe. No one knew how Weidman would do in the late rounds. He's only fought 3 rounds in the past. And I think maybe, obviously Machida knows what a 5-round fight's like. I think maybe he thought maybe he thought that he could drag him into the late rounds and take him into deep water. I don't know. He certainly picked it up. I mean, he definitely had the fourth round. It was arguable on the fifth round. I gave it to him. I did not watch it twice. I only watched it once. I don't know. It was tight. I don't know if I would have given it to him rewatching it, because sometimes that happens. But Weidman definitely had the first two. And don't get me wrong, even though Machida needed to pick it up, Weidman did a really good job cutting him off. I mean, you can't fight defensively the way that Machida does if you cut the cage off and don't give him room to move around. And he did a really good job of that. So when I say Machida needed to pick it up, he did, and he did pick it up, in the fourth and fifth. But Weidman did a good job kind of neutralizing him. Again, it just would have been, Weidman maybe would have had to change it up a little bit. It would have been a little bit more exciting. I mean, Weidman started to figure him out in the fifth round, but he had no clue what to do him in the fourth round. Maybe just mix it up a little bit. But, that's me. What the fuck do I know? What else do I have here? Oh, Demi Lovato is there, and I had a note. Yeah, I must have been inebriated. Actually, I know I was. Because a buddy of mine was over. A hot chick liking MMA is just as good as a chick who likes chicks. Which kind of makes sense. So then we get to the Tough 19 finale. Like I said, I'm just now watching the main card, which I guess I need to skip through these commercials because I don't want to go on forever because I just don't want to. Let's see, I just finished the Derek Lewis fight, so I got to get to this Eddie Gordon-Diego Lima fight, which is a Ultimate Fighter finale fight. Let me fast forward. What else do I have on here that I wanted to discuss? Oh, okay. So the Tough 19 finale. I sort of watched the prelims. Like I said, it's just been busy. I haven't been able to watch everything. So I sort of watched the prelims. I did watch the Fight Pass prelims. I did see those. Those were. I have the first fight. Oh, that first fight on Fight Pass had that knee injury. Who the fuck was that? Let me close this one out. Who was that first fight? That was the... Robert Drysdale's first fight. That Keith Barris, Drysdale took his back and was putting a choke on him, and he stood up. If I remember correctly, I think they were on the ground, and he stood up maybe, and Drysdale just kept his back. And... Barish went to one leg as he was going down. Holy fuck, was that hard to watch his knee collapse. The choke obviously got in deeper, but that choke is not what the problem was. The problem was that guy's knee, which I am sure is torn apart right now. That was, and they kept showing it. Like, how many fucking times do I need to see that? I got a bad knee, on my own. I don't fucking need to see another knee go out. That was rough. There was that one. Oh, and then there was the women's fight on Fight Pass. The Cheesecake Girl and DeFresney, whatever her name was. Ooh, this guy's throwing some bombs now too. Ooh, that was back of the head though. Yeah, he's still going. The back of the head didn't see. Oh shit, that was a hell of an uppercut. That was back of the head. This guy's throwing some back of the head shots here. I didn't hear anything about people saying that. I've seen two already. Eve Levine is just fucking sitting there. Guy's out. Stop it. That was a late stoppage, I think. And that was some back of the head stuff. All right. Well, Eric Gordon, who I think is that truck guy, just beat the shit out of Diego Lima. Again, I saw some shots at the back of the head, but that was he looked good. He definitely, stood to his game plan. So this Alexis Dufresne, who I've never heard of her, and I don't even remember Sarah Morass. When I saw her and they started talking about Tough, I was like, oh, I do kind of remember her now. She was pretty creative. She did all right. This Alex Dufresne girl who came in overweight. She came in really 8 pounds over. You could look at it as 7 pounds over. Chick fights don't suck. Chick fights are good, sir. How dare you? But no, Alex Dufresne, I did not see a damn thing. People were all over Twitter. Oh, this girl's going to mess Ronda up. This girl's going to this. This girl's going to that. she came in 7 pounds overweight and looked like shit. She has nothing for Ronda Rousey. There is absolutely nothing that Ronda Rousey could do that would do anything to her. So I don't get the big deal. But yeah, Cheesecake looked good. You know, she stayed active. She didn't just kind of sit there. She stayed pretty active, and you know, that fucking tires you out when you're 7 pounds over. You maybe had a bad camp or you had to cut too much. Apparently didn't cut enough though. So here's the deal. I don't have any notes on the prelims for this. I watched them, but I don't remember shit about them. So we'll just talk about them. Patrick Walsh beat Daniel Spohn by a decision. Don't remember that fight at all. I did see him though. Ooh, there's Chris Weidman with his beat up eye. Let me skip to the next fight too. What else we got on here? Adriano Martins and Juan Miguel Puig Carrion. Don't remember that fight at all. It was a knockout from a punch at 221. I saw it. Couldn't tell you the first fucking thing about it. Don't remember anything about it. Leandro Issa and Jumbeaki Turkson ended in... I actually do kind of remember that fight. That was actually a fun fight to watch if I remember correctly. That was pretty... performance of the night for Issa. That was the fight of the night, so there you go. That I do remember that. I remember Turkson, and I remember the armbar. That was fun. Kevin Lee and Jesse Ronson. Don't remember shit about that fight, but Kevin Lee beat Jesse Ronson by split decision. I already talked about the Dustin Ortiz fight earlier. I was really impressed because I was watching her. I was really impressed with that armbar. I'm sorry, not impressed with the armbar. I was impressed with him not, tapping out to the armbar, because regardless of hand position and wrist turnage, that was a tight fucking armbar. And that was tight. I'm sure his arm was a little bit longer the next day. Derek Lewis and Guto and Asante. I just talked about that. Oh shit, I think I just went too far. What fight is this? I might have gone too far. Did I fuck up? Back. Oh no, this is a fight from earlier. I don't know what this is, but they're doing a filler fight. I don't want to watch a filler fight right now. I'm going to fast forward. So, yeah, Derek Lewis looked good. Eddie Gordon, I saw shots to the back of the head. So we'll talk about the last two fights as I get there. What did I want to talk about here? What else is on here? Oh, World Series of Fighting. Okay, I didn't DVR. I thought I fucking DVR'd it, and I didn't DVR the fights last week. I did get to watch most of them. Let me bring that fight card up real quick. World Series of Fighting, what was it, 11 or 10? I can't remember. Yeah, it was 11. Let me bring these up. I did watch some of them, and I'll talk about... Look, I don't even... I didn't watch the prelims. I'm going to skip those because I don't feel like talking about them. But the Melvin Gillard fight. Melvin Gillard beat Cavalcante in second round, 236 by strikes. I skipped through that, and it was really because I was leaving where I was and where I was watching the fight. I was over hanging out with nephews and niece and everyone, and the fights were on. We watched that. We watched a terrible fucking movie about Mercury. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but Mercury became magnetized. It was a sci-fi movie, but not a good one like fucking Sharknado, which will be on soon, ladies and gentlemen. Sharknado 2 is coming up. But it was like the acting was all serious. They just took it way too serious, and it was about Mercury being magnetized and drawn to Earth, and they had to blow up Mercury to divert it away from crashing into Earth. And it was just bad. That's really all I can say about it. It was just bad. This next fight is about to start. This Corey Anderson and Matt Van Buren, which a lot of people I think were talking about Matt Van Buren on Twitter. I don't know who. I didn't watch this season, so I don't know these guys. But I didn't see the Cody Bollinger fight, but he beat Pablo Alfonso. I did get in for the Fitch fight. And Fitch looked good. He pulled off a Fitch decision win. Let's see that Fitch decision because it's a decision by Fitch. See what I did there? Against Dennis Hallman, Gaethje and Newell. I actually told my students about this fight, and a couple of them DVR'd it. I was excited about this fight. I really like Nick Newell. Fight's just started, by the way. This Tough 19 fight. Oh shit, the black guy's fast. Other guys, this white guy, Matt Van Buren, that guy, he doesn't look like he's knows what to do with someone. Holy shit! Oh, he's out, isn't he? He looked pretty fucking out. Oh, just stop it! Holy fuck! He's getting his ass beat. Sorry, didn't plan on. Oh, straight fucking right. Oh, another one and another one. Oh, fucking Yamasaki, stop this shit. He's a kid. This guy's got a family. Stop the damn match. It's my tribute to Jim Ross. Yeah, just stop. How fucking long does this have to go on? Thank you. It's over. Holy shit. All right, well done to that guy. What's this guy's name? Corey Anderson. Holy shit. Well done. All right, anyway, Fitch is, oh yeah, I'm talking about the Gaethje and Newell fight. I've only seen Newell fight, 4 times? I heard about him and I was like, wow, okay, let's watch this guy. My first fight that I've seen from him, he got the guy in a rear naked choke, and the guy started reaching back to pull his hand down to get that first step open up, and he kept reaching his hand back and missing because there's no arm. And then I think it was 3 times, and he just went to tap and said, fuck it. Nick Newell, I like Nick Newell a lot. I like his mom, too, because he wanted to quit wrestling when he was, after his first season, because he lost all his matches, and the mom was like, no, you're going to go. I think she said you're going to go until you win a match. But, man, that was a really tough fucking fight to watch. That was hard. And I felt really bad because it was certainly not what we expected from Newell. But he could not get the guy down to the ground. And I think he got frustrated, and something happened because he started off holding his own for like the first half of the first round, and then it just stopped. And it just went downhill from there. So I don't know what happened, but something definitely happened. So, I was sad to see him get his first loss. He handled it well. And because I do there are knees in there too. There are a couple knees that were questionable, and I watched one in slow motion and it looked good, but there was another one that I never saw an angle on that looked like it might have been a knee to the head of the downed opponent. But what the fuck, I might be wrong. That's just what I remember seeing. What else did I want to talk about today? Let's see here. Oh, I got notifications on Facebook too. I should look at that shit. I kind of wanted to know what was up with Opie and Anthony, but that's a diver topic. He's at the beach for an overnight trip, but his bitch ass will be on next weekend because we got some 24 to recap. We've already got that figured out because we need to discuss the finale of 24. And I got some fucking questions about Under the Dome. So I'll wait until he's back because he might know. Although I think I broke to him that Anthony got fired. But he's probably stayed up with it because he listens to him. Maybe he knows what's going on. So let's see. Oh, there's a fight night coming up too, isn't there? Let's see here. Isn't there fights on Wednesday? UFC Fight Night 45. I think it is. Cerrone and Miller. It is on Wednesday. All right, I got that open. In case I do forget, because I'm skipping forward to the BJ Penn fight, which I heard was really, really, really bad. BJ Penn did retire. I was going to be all like professional and pull the audio from the... I didn't. I haven't fucking had time. Little bit of an update on Chael. Chael has apparently accepted full responsibility for everything. A statement was released, I think, to Ariel. He accepts full responsibility, and his hearing's coming up in 2 weeks, I think, which will be on Fight Pass. If you're a Fight Pass subscriber, that's another one that'll be on. We'll get to hear. I think that the next hearing they're going to sentence Vanderlei, which I would think is going to be a year. You can't fucking run away from a drug test. And he said he's on some mild thing, but that's just what he says. Who knows what he's really on? And that would be like, me running from a drug test, I'm doing crack cocaine, and me running from a drug test and then not taking one, and 3 weeks later saying, yeah, I had some aspirin in my system. Who knows what he was taking? He did it back in Japan. So it's just one of those things where I don't know, but I would think he's going to get a year. Chael, I think, might get a little bit excused only from the earlier part of the failed drug test. I think he's going to have a problem with the other, but we'll see how they handle him, because he was also supposed to be, I think I read, the Athletic Commission's TRT specialist or some bullshit. Maybe not anymore because he doesn't do TRT. He was supposed to do something with the Athletic Commission about that, but the EPO and the what was the other shit he tested positive for? It was EPO and HGH. Yeah, you're kind of fucked for that one. EPO, I think, has a little bit of medical benefit if he can say, yeah, I think it was like it helps certain cancers and stuff like that. But I don't think you got anything for the HGH. So we'll see what happens to him. I would imagine he'll wind up back at Fox. Fox can't not have him. Their ratings for their shows and pre-shows and everything. We already know that the few people that were watching UFC tonight, I dropped off. There's about 10 people who say they've dropped off just from people I interact with on Twitter. It's a big hit. Pre-shows, post-fights, all that stuff. He's a really good voice. If he doesn't, he'll wind up at WWE. He'll be good there too. And he's going to be fine. It's just a matter of what happens. But Dana said that Chael's laying low. Let's see, where is it? He's laying low, and he's apologized to Dana. Dana asked him if he had money, and Chael's response was, "I have every dollar you've ever given me." And Dana said, "Good for you. That's a lot of money," which it probably is. But we'll see him back. At the very least, he's got his Metamoris event next month. Actually, that's only in like 3 or 4 weeks. That's coming up soon, and I wonder if that was part of it too. Maybe UFC. There's something to that, because there were a lot of rumors to Metamoris being on Fight Pass, and I wonder if there's something to that where UFC had to not broadcast this one because they had it all set up with Chael headlining, and UFC needs to not air that fight on their product for the Athletic Commission, because when you're suspended in one state, you're supposed to honor that in other states. I don't know how it works. It may be something where they're trying to say, look, we're not trying to make money off of Chael and keep their relationship good. I don't know. I just thought about that. But the Penn Frankie Edgar fight has started again, and we're already 40 seconds into it. BJ Penn looks skinny as shit. Holy cow! And he's already trying to box with him again. I don't understand. I didn't understand it after the first fight, and maybe I just don't remember the stuff very well. But I didn't understand him trying to stand with him on the first fight. I certainly didn't understand with him trying to stand up with him during the second fight. I don't remember any takedown aspects. Frankie just took BJ down. I just don't understand the game plan, especially after the first 2 times went so poorly, of why in the world you're trying to stand up with him. Whatever, but that's what I'm watching. He's got BJ on the ground, and he's just kind of kicking him, and I don't know. All right, what else is on here? Pat Miletich is now in the UFC Hall of Fame. That happened last week as well. I think I didn't bring that up. Let's see here. UFC 176. Here you go. If you haven't heard, if you don't know, now you know. 176 is... Nice Frost shot. Sorry, I'm catching up on some messages from someone to say, I don't have a name for you. See, when we use Twitter, I can just use Twitter names, because I don't use real names like me or anything like that. So I'm not going to say your name, but I like all the chicks except Rousey are way probably overrated. Faber looked good, nice raw shout out, and BJ looked like poop. I'm seeing BJ look like poop. He's laying on the ground looking like poop. This is not an easy thing to watch again. And this is why I didn't care about this fight. It's why I didn't stay up for it. It's why I didn't watch any of the fights. It's why I didn't watch the season. I expected this to be a complete replay of the last two times they fought. UFC 176 has been canceled. That doesn't mean that all the fights are canceled. It just means the event is canceled. So that was supposed to be Jose Aldo and Chad Mendez. And Jose Aldo got injured a couple weeks ago and had to cancel the fight. Well, he had to pull out of the fight. There's really not a lot of people for Chad Mendez to fight. Everyone was like, I think everyone was trying to say put Frankie Edgar in there. Because he doesn't seem to be getting hurt by BJ right here. A little capoeira round kick from BJ. But coming from the ground isn't going to be a very easy thing to do. So Jose Aldo is out. And I haven't heard what they're doing with Chad Mendez yet. But the rest of the card has been moved. I'll tell you where they've been moved to. Jacare Souza and Gegard Mousasi, which is the fight that I was really looking forward to on that card. I like Jacare Souza anyway. And Gegard Mousasi is usually pretty fun striking, but I think Jacare is going to just pick him apart. That's been moved. Actually, they're building a fight night off of that. That's been moved to UFC Fight Night Souza versus Mousasi. So that's going to headline a fight on card on September 5th. How about that? Oh, this is the one I've been hearing about. No shit. So get this, ladies and gentlemen. PJ Penn's still on the ground trying to keep up with him. What the fuck? So you got Souza and Mousasi. You got Alistair Overeem and Ben Rothwell. You got Matt Mitrione and Derek Lewis. You got Joe Lozon and Mike Chiesa, which I'm still against that fight because I like both of those guys a lot. I don't even know how I'm going to pick that one. Sean Soriano and Andre Fili. I don't know who Sean Soriano is, but Andre Fili's, he's usually fun. Nick Lentz and Charles Oliveira. Chris Beat and Rob Font. Chris Camozzi and Rafael Natal. And then there's another one, Rodrigo Dam and Ali Akinta. That is a free fight, peoples. I would imagine that's going to be on Fox Sports 1. I can't imagine they'll put a card like that on Fight Pass, though that would be a really good card to get their numbers up. But that's a hell of a fight card. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, well, that happened. Let's see here. We got Gray Maynard, and I didn't even know Gray Maynard was supposed to fight on that card. Fabrice, I'm not going to read all of these. You know what? You can look it up on Wikipedia. I'm glad I looked at that first one, though. But everything has been rescheduled. So we'll see all the fights except for the Jose Aldo and Chad Mendez because I don't know what they're going to do with that fight. By the way, the stupid fucking Nas commercial is on. If you haven't watched it, next time you see a commercial that takes place in a locker room and they're focusing on a drink can and a morphing body, watch it because I swear, and it drives me crazy because he won't answer my tweets, but I swear that number 3 guy is Lorenzo Fertitta. I don't know. That's just what I think. I've tweeted it a couple times. I think I've only done it a couple times, though. It's not like I'm mad at him because he doesn't respond to all thousands of my tweets. But I do think it's him. But anyway, that was just on. That's a hell of a card. I'm looking forward to September 5th now. Damn. All right, let's talk about. Let's see. Is there anything else down here I wanted to get to? Dominic Cruz is coming back. He's got a fight with Takeya Mizugaki in September at 178, and Tim Kennedy, also at 178, is going to be fighting Yoel Romero, which that's an interesting fight to me. And I like both of those guys, and I have reasons for wanting both of them to win. Tim Kennedy, yeah, he can get a little bit annoying, and he can sometimes, but he's a good fighter, and I think all in all he's an okay guy. I don't want to be preached to on Twitter. When he's not preaching on Twitter and he's just talking, he's fine. Yoel Romero, I like him because he's old. Who the fuck gives him a shot? This is his probably one and only run at a title shot. He's something like, how old is he? He's some shit like 36 or 37, and he's only been fighting for a little bit. He hasn't been fighting for a while. If you're not familiar, yeah, he's 37. If you're not familiar with him, he's not only the guy who seemingly pooped himself during a fight about 6 months ago. He's also an Olympic silver medalist for Cuba back in what? I think it's Cuba. Yeah, Cuba, back in 2000. He's a fun fighter, so I'm looking forward to that fight. That'll be a fun fight. All right, so now I just closed out the UFC 145. Son of a bitch. And BJ still is just following him around the cage. There's Frankie going for another takedown. So Frankie's taking down BJ, which I just don't understand. Like, Frankie doesn't seem to be having a problem with him. I think he knows. Frankie's got his number. Don't get me wrong. I like BJ, though. I think he should have stayed retired. I think BJ, all in all, is a better fighter than Frankie Edgar. And I understand I'm biased because Frankie Edgar sometimes just annoys me. But the fact of the matter is, Frankie Edgar knows how to beat him. It's almost like Chael and Vanderlei, because I don't know what you guys saw, but Chael beat him twice. It just happens that he slipped twice, and in doing so, fell into a triangle and fell into a knee. But, Chael has, much like Chris Weidman. Weidman's got Anderson's card. Like, Weidman really does have Anderson's card. Although Weidman looked really fucking, he did a good job, handling Lyoto. So, all right, let's look at some of this shit. So we got wow, we got a strawweight fight already. I thought all the strawweights were going to go through tough. I guess that's just the tournament, the title tournament. So we got our first women's strawweight fight. Claudia Gadelha, who I know that name, and Tita Latamaki. I don't know who that name is. So I'm going to go with Gadelha just because I know who she is. Oh, yeah, she's the hottie from Invicta. But some angles she looks really hot, and some angles she looks kind of mannish. And I'm like, wait, did I say she was hot? And then I was like, yeah, I'd do her. And I see her another, and it's like, well, no, fuck, I'll do her anyway. That's interesting. So they got their first strawweight fight. Okay. Yaz Dennis Cedeno and Jared Sanders. Don't know who the fuck those guys are. I'll go Jared Sanders, because aren't you supposed to go USA or some shit? Hugo Viana and Aljamain Sterling. I'll go with Hugo. Jessamyn Duke and Leslie Smith. I sure hope Jessamyn Duke comes back from her last fight against Betch Carrera, because that was not a very good showing for her. So I like Jessamyn Duke. I liked her when I watched her in Invicta. She's fun. So I'm going Jessamyn Duke on that one. Gleason Tibu and Pat Healy. I'm going to go Pat Healy, and I'm going to assume that he's going to pass his drug test afterwards. Though it's hard to say. This is it might be, is it lose or leave town for both of them? I know if Healy loses, he's going to be gone. There's no way he's going to stay. T-Bow's coming off a Johnson loss, Jamie Varner win, Cholish win, Evan Dunham loss. What about Pat Healy? Isn't he coming off a loss? Healy, or is it 2 losses? Oh shit, he's coming off he hasn't won since that Jim Miller fight. Oh, how did he get a 4th fight? He lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov by decision, Bobby Green by decision, and Jorge Masvidal by decision. How the fuck did he get another one? Wow, okay. This is definitely, he needs this win. I didn't realize he might, if he shows up late to the weigh-ins, he might get cut. Lucas Martins and Alex White. I don't know those guys. I probably know them by their faces, but I don't know them. And really, I'm too lazy to look up their faces because it's a pain in the ass. So I'm not going to look up their faces. John Lineker and Alptekin Oakzalik. John Lineker. I know who that guy is. So if for no other reason, I'm going John Lineker. I don't know. I need to see faces. Justin Salas, I don't know him, but I do know Mr. Joe Proctor, and I'm pulling for Joe Proctor. I think he needs this win too. Although did he win his last fight? Let me see. Yeah, he beat Marcelo. He lost in the gym. Okay, so he's had 1 win since his loss. I wanted to make sure this wasn't his 2nd loss in a row. Yeah, I mean, if you watched his season of Tough, you like Joe Proctor too. And he's a good guy. So fuck everything else. BJ's face is getting a little beat up. It's in between the 2nd round. I think it ends in this round. There's Vanessa Hansen. By the way, my new 2 ring girls, I don't give 2 shits about Ariane Celeste and what's the other girl's name? The one who I used to think was way, way hot. I can't think of her name, but I don't like them. I like Vanessa, and I like oh shit, I just forgot her name, the hot blonde. I like those 2. I like that tag team. BJ's gonna box with them some more because it's working out really, really well. Rick Story and Leonardo Mafra. I don't know who the fuck Leonardo Mafra is. I don't know who the fuck that is. Rick Story. Damn, Frankie just swung on him pretty good there. He's lucky that one missed. Edson Barboza and Evan Dunham. I'm gonna go Evan Dunham on that one. I think he's gonna pull that one off. Donald Cerrone and Jim Miller. Now here's a fun fight. I don't even really give 2 shits about the rest of the card. I'll watch them, but it's not like ooh, I really want to see this fight. And I'm sure some of them would be good. Hopefully all of them will. Although I do want to see the Proctor fight. Actually, I lie. I want to see the Duke fight, and I want to see the Godella fight. I lied. I want to see a few more fights than I thought I did. But Cerrone and Miller, that's a fun fight. Let's see here. Who has Jim Miller fought recently? Let me get my bearings here for him. Because I know Cerrone's coming off of 2 or 3 wins. I should look him up too. Jim Miller's coming off of some wins. So he got Joe Lozon. I remember that fight. What a fucking fight that was. And he's got the Pat Healy fight, which he lost, but it was turned to a no contest. I think he lost. Didn't he lose that fight? Yeah. Well, that's why it was changed to a no contest. So yeah, it's changed to a no contest. He beat Fabricio Camoas and he beat Yancy Medeiros. Cerrone, who's he coming off of? BJ's down again. They could just throw the towel in. I don't think it's going to matter at this point for BJ. That's a shame. I was just telling my nephew about this earlier. The first fight he ever watched was a BJ Penn fight, and we were watching it. And he's half Korean. And I said, so who you think's going to win this fight? He goes, I'm going to go for that guy. And he was talking about BJ Penn, whatever he was wearing probably or something. I said, yeah, why? He goes, because he looks more like me. I thought that was funny. So Cerrone's coming off of Evan Dunham, Adriano Martins and Edson Barboza. Yeah, really, I think Cerrone's going to win this. He's just on fucking fire right now. I would imagine he's going to wind up with a title fight before too long. Let's look at this shit. In the UFC, he's beaten. Did he change weight classes at all? No, he's fighting at 155. So just in the UFC, he's beaten Paul Kelly, Wagner Rocha, Charles Oliveira, Dennis Seaver. He lost to Nate Diaz, beat Jeremy Stevens, beat Gillard, lost to Anthony Pettis, the current champion. I remember that liver kick, that was fast. Yeah, that ended in the first round. Oh shit, BJ's bleeding like a motherfucker. Now I understand what Moms Against UFC on Twitter is talking about. This is terrible for kids to see. I'm kidding. I grew up with this. It could stop now though. You gonna stop at any time there, Herb? Like, even Frankie just looked up to the ref like, dude, are you gonna stop this? How fucking long is this gonna go on? Are you just letting it go because he's BJ Penn and you like him, or are you letting it go because he's BJ Penn and you don't like him? Holy shit. I'm surprised BJ Penn isn't looking up at Herb like, dude, are you going to stop it or are you going to make me tap out on my last fight ever? Come on. There's some late stoppages on this fight card, man. Holy shit. I didn't like another one earlier. He's just elbowing the shit out of me. Oh, come on, Herb. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. Finally you step in. You know it's bad when you get your opponent's blood all over your face and you can't tell if it's yours. All right. Anyway, he lost to Anthony Pettis. I remember that. He beat KJ Newtons, lost to Dos Anjos in a decision, beat Dunham, Martins, and Barboza, and now Miller. Regardless of how many fights he's won in a row, look, Diaz isn't fighting. Who are they going to put him in with to get a title shot? I would think that this fight is going to earn him the shot against the winner of Anthony Pettis and Gilbert Melendez. That's what I would think. I mean, what the fuck do I know? But that's what I would say is going to happen. This is a number one contender fight. And if Pettis gets hurt, they've already said you have to be active within a year to retain the title. So if he gets hurt, then you put Cerrone in with Gilbert Melendez. So that's what I see happening. I think that's all I got to fucking say. I mean, I covered what Cerrone is the man. Let me see. I'm like, let me catch up on my interactions here. So, Stank. I'm not gonna remember to call you Stank. I'm gonna call you your Twitter name. Yeah, and Brittany, that's her name. Brittany, not Brittany Murphy. She's dead. Brittany Palmer. That's who it is. Brittany Palmer. Which, by the way, I just watched. Let me do something real quick. I was hanging out with my nephews and niece, and we watched the Comedy Central edit of Idiocracy. If you have not seen Idiocracy, I highly recommend you watch it. The Comedy Central edit is not as funny. They sometimes bad words makes things funnier, but they even edited out Tarded. I was like, really, you edited out Tarded? But damn it, that was a funny movie. And there's so many things in there that could be, just future predictions. Oh, my dog's gonna play because we're professional here. But that was just a really, really funny movie, and it was just as funny as it was years ago when I saw it last. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Yeah, you better let me know if I can call you your Twitter name, because I'm not gonna remember Stank. I can't even remember my name. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I think I'm gonna go eat something, because other than a couple chips, I still haven't eaten anything since breakfast. And I think it's time. So I think I'm going to eat, and I'm going to go on Grand Theft Auto and run people over and goof around. Because I know I've already gotten one text from one person to get on. I didn't really read it, though. I'll fucking read it later. Fuck it. Yeah, there's no fights this weekend. Fights on Wednesday. Let me see. I'm sure that'll start at like 8 o'clock. For the main card. Let's see. No, it's a Wednesday. I bet they started earlier. 400. Let's look. I'm going to look real quick. UFC Reloaded is showing. Oh, they're showing Velazquez Dos Santos 3 if you want to watch that. Now, real quick, since I just saw it was on right now, and I didn't have a show and anywhere to vent, because that's really what this show is me venting and Diver venting and just talking shit. Mainly me, because I'm more involved in fights than he is. If you want to watch, if you didn't see it, you should watch it. And if you did see it, watch it with this in mind. If you want to watch a guy literally beat the shit out of somebody and continue the beating to send a message that he can stop something whenever he wants it to stop, watch that fight. Because that is exactly what Kane did. If you go back and watch that fight, if you didn't pick up on it when it was on, you should. By the way, the prelims are on at 7, which means Fight Pass prelims will probably be about 6:15, and the main card's at 9 on Fox Sports 1 on Wednesday. But if you want to fucking watch, it ended when he wanted it to end. No sooner. He would think about it. If you didn't catch it, watch it again and watch it with this in mind. He put Dos Santos in trouble so many times and just backed off. And then he would do it again and almost have him knocked out, and then he'd just back off. And then in the 5th round, I think it was in the 5th round, and I think it was about halfway through, if not more. Let me see. That was UFC 166, I think the guy just said. 166. I think that's right. Yep, Kane Dos Santos 3. That ended at 3:09 of the 5th round, past the halfway mark. That was him. That was just him saying, "This ends when I want it to," and I want everyone to understand that I'm not fucking around. And quite frankly, when I think about his next fight with Fabricio Verdum, I think, oh yeah, that'll be an interesting fight. And then when I remember that fight, which I haven't thought about it in a while, Cain Velasquez is gonna fuck him up. That was just a shellacking. that Junior Dos Santos took. So that's on Fox Sports 1 now. So if you're looking for something to watch, like I'll probably put it on in the background on my computer when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto or Battlefield or whatever we play. Keep that in mind if you watch it, because that's what you're going to see. And it was really crazy to watch. All right, I'm fucking out. I want to go eat something and do some shit. You can find me on Twitter at Mad Samurai. You can find my boy Diver at Twitter at I think it's, what is it? Is it NC Diver or is it Tahoe Boater? Let me see, because I don't fucking remember. At NC. He's at Tahoe Boater, so that's his. His ass will be back next week. If he's not, I'm gonna fucking drive over and beat his ass, and he knows it too. All right, fuckers, have a good week. See ya. Ooh, let's end with haters again. Here, I'll fade out on. No, fuck it, because I don't even know if I did that right. I might have fucked that up. I'm really not sure. Here, I'll turn it on and we'll fade out. See ya.
Dog.